Hey everyone, Cable the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm coming to you guys with something that is a little bit funny, but is also, it can have some secret treasures with it. So with that said, the secret treasures is this whole pile of garbage right here, basically. So what am I talking about? What is this garbage? Why am I showing you guys a whole bunch of garbage? Well, the thing is, not everything that's garbage is actually garbage. Sometimes there's some stuff that is historically significant, or it's stuff that people actually collect. So in one case you have postcards. So here's a postcard, here's a long postcard, and I think I have a couple more postcards. Here's a postcard from World War II with a, I can't remember exactly what this is, but I want to say it was something like cigarette packets, or maybe it was match boxes or something like that. They had these little, I don't know, sort of trading card sort of things, but that's with a World War II postcard. I got a postcard from, what year was this? I want to say it was the 80s. Yeah, I believe that's right there, 1980. One from Kenya, and I got one here. This is just from some random place, but it's 1960. I'm gonna call that 68. But it's just a little motel sort of thing, and it's fun because some of those postcards can have some value. Other times you have just some really random ones. So this one here, it's from the United States Department of Agriculture, and it's like, oh, well, that's weird. I just opened up a book just over there a little bit ago, and it is actually someone's water bill from 1940. Yeah, I bet we would wish we were paying these same prices nowadays. As you guys can see, December 6th, 1940, that's on the stamp right there. But lots of different things. Then you have all these notes with the beautiful old calligraphy. When you have beautiful handwriting like this, it's almost guaranteed to be the early 1900s and earlier. Honestly, it was around the time of the World Wars that cursive kind of took a downhill fall really hard, and people make fun of all the millennials these days because they can't read cursive. Well, that's because the people writing cursive don't know how to write cursive. Like, what in the actual pigeon? You see this old calligraphy cursive, you can read that. Modern stuff, no, it might as well be the Russian cursive. If you guys have seen some of the horrible examples of that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Next up, though, we also have political cartoon things. This one here is actually from a rather famous artist from our area, and the thing is actually worth a little bit on its own. But lots of notes, lots of letters, all that sort of stuff. Got a fun. I'm gonna say it's cross stitched. I'm sure the craft people will correct me, but a fun little thing for someone's mama. Just got that in the same book that I got the water bill in. Lots of different things, lots of different random notes, lots of just garbage. But sometimes you get something that's worth something, not just a whole bunch of garbage and old everything that has no value whatsoever to anyone. So with that said, though, do I throw some of these away? Yeah, I throw most of it away, but every now and then I do come across one or two things that I do keep, including that World War II postcard that was rather neat. Another one that I keep is this one right here. So this was a fun little folded up one. Let me just say, the guy who this was for, you could tell by all of his stuff he had a very rough life, and a lot of people were rooting for him, and a lot of people through the years had given him Bibles to try to get him saved, so he'd maybe leave a life of, well, his issues. This one right here was found in one of those Bibles. These Bibles did not get very much use, but it's a citation to appear in court. If I recall correctly, it was for, theft of the third degree. So yeah, that's one of my favorite ones that I found. I've also found discharge papers for the military. It was honorable discharge papers. I found different military ones for different services. I got a whole bunch of those service ones. Oh, those were from some Vietnam War era training manuals, which was pretty neat. But with all that said, I actually found something really neat this time around, and I found some other really neat stuff, some old currency, which has some value to it, lots of different things. But this one here, guys, it's the first letter that I found that is still sealed. So there is something in there. I don't know if you guys can see with a little bit of light. In fact, I got a flashlight on me. Let me pull this up so you guys can maybe see right through the package, but hopefully that shows through. But there's a little thing inside of there. I don't know what it is. It's still sealed. Judging by the handwriting, judging by the yellowing of it, and judging by the other things that were folded in these pages, this very well could be from roughly the 1940s. Again, it came from the same book that had the other fun stuff in it. So I'm actually going to open it for you guys on this video right here, right now. And again, it is not opened. I'm not sure if I can really prove it, minus just showing that I'm scratching at the thing. It's not open, so I'm actually really curious to open this. And with that said, we are violating history right now, or making history, either or. If it's a treasure map, then this will not be uploaded until after I find the treasure. That's why I'm not recording this live, because it's my treasure. I've been waiting to find a treasure map. I don't know if any of you guys have really heard me mention it in other videos, but I know I've mentioned it in person when people ask when I go through these books. They're like, find anything cool? I'm like, no, not yet, but I'm telling myself I'm going to find a treasure map. So I'm telling myself this is a treasure map. I've actually held it up to the light, and I can tell it's not a treasure map. You can see the straight lines. It's, I think, some sort of receipt, but it's a treasure map. Don't ruin my world. All right, so here it is. It's a receipt. Oh, wow. Guys, this one's actually really cool. So let me just confirm there's nothing too personal. Let me just cover the person's name, but it was the same married couple that I got a lot of recent books from, with actually the same one that the postcard came from, but it's actually their tithe check, tithe receipt, sorry. So I'll cover up their name, but as you guys can see, forgive me for holding that weird, this is actually their tithe receipt from the year 1933, so September 24th, 1933. Their total tithes, $1.50. $1.50, guys. Now that is a tithe to remember. That buys you one thing at Dollar Tree now. One thing, and then you have a quarter left over, actually. And I know it might not sound like $1 is very much back then, but $1 back then is... Do I have it on me? I don't have it there, but I do have one in my pocket, as one has. $1.50, honestly, guys, nowadays would be equivalent to almost exactly 1 ounce of silver. It's actually about 4 cents shy of 1 ounce of silver, because an ounce of silver is $1.44 in currency of back then. So actually, to think that this 1 ounce of silver is worth the same as that, that would be equivalent in today money of about, just spitballing here, between 33 and 35 bucks roughly. Again, that's not the biggest tithe that's ever been tithed, but that is sort of cool. That's a fun little piece of history that I just unlocked after all these years. Again, guys, that is from 1933. I'm the first person to open this in almost 100 years. That's the fun thing about the stuff that you find in these books, guys. Like, legitimately, you can be the first person to open something in 100 years. I think I showed you guys in a poll here, and I think I might have thrown it in on one of my videos, but I actually found four-leaf clovers, actually from the same house. They just had it pressed in an old set of books, and those clovers most likely came from decades upon decades ago, because these people have been, let's see, I believe they've been dead for... is between a decade or 15 years is what I think I was told, and these ones had been in there for a while before then. In fact, I got them out of the books, no longer pressed, and they browned up pretty quick. Like within a week they turned brown. They weren't the same green that they were when I first got them out, and that just sort of shows how old they were. But there's lots of cool stuff that you guys can find in these books. Is it always worth a whole lot of money? A tithe receipt? Definitely not. Citation to appear in court? No, unless you were using it as maybe blackmail on someone. Usually, if you're doing this from an estate sale, the person's dead, so blackmail's not helpful. Let's see, in the same stack, I believe there was actually a shopping list right here. A shopping list. Ooh, they got some M&Ms on this shopping list. There's some value right there, guys. But usually, nothing very good. Some cottage cheese and milk. Ooh, they got some tortillas. At least they had some good taste. But a lot of times you also just have random newspaper clippings and stupid garbage as well in these books. So more often than not, garbage. Every now and then, something really cool. More rare than anything else, you will get something like the... Excuse me as I sort through my pile of garbage really quick. Every now and then you will get something like the World War II postcard. World War II postcards can sell for better money. Honestly, the fact that this has a little sleeve and comes with the little collecting card thing here, and actually, I believe it actually is from a soldier, if I recall correctly, or to a soldier. When you have something like that, there is more value to that. You have stuff like the Safari. I haven't looked this one up, but maybe something from the Safari might be worth a little bit more, especially being from the 1980s. Maybe. But more often than not, it's garbage. But every now and then, guys, there is some treasure hidden in there. So my biggest piece of advice to all you guys that are resellers, at least look at these things. If it looks like something cooler than a piece of newspaper or a receipt, maybe you should keep it. And even if it's a receipt, maybe it's a cool receipt. I have yet to see a cool receipt, but based on all the other cool stuff that I've seen, maybe it exists, or maybe it's just another water bill from 1940. I sure hope this got paid. But with all that said and done, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Before I let you leave, though, let me just say my book balm, it's restocked now. I've got stacks upon stacks right on my right now of all perfectly made up and beautiful book balm. Let me just open it on up in case you guys don't believe it's made. There it is right there, guys. It's a whole lot more work for me to make it like beautiful like this, where it's actually like smooth and a little shiny on the top like this. I mean, it's not a whole lot more work, it's just more time. I guess it's more work too, but stinking to do that compared to the other way of, like, if I literally just put it in. I showed this in one of the first videos, how it's still a little bubbly and ugly. Stinking making it look perfect. Ooh, doggy, I love that. So it's something that's really fun for me to make for you guys, especially when you guys actually are buying it. It's nice having actually return on my investment for something really cool that I make. And again, it's what I use on my actual books here. Of course, I have a lot of paperback books behind me that I do not oil, but if you guys do have leather books that do need oil to recondition the leather or just put some moisture back into it, or just for general maintenance, the book balm is the best stuff I have been able to find on the market, because it's the only stuff I've been able to find on the market. There are other things that you guys can use. I've used saddle soap. It is a nice thing if a book is really, really dirty, but I find saddle soap gets the leather almost too soft for use. I'm speaking from experience. I've put it on the Bible that I bring to church. It just got it too soft. It got torn up a little bit from that, so I prefer to use not saddle soap. I love my mink oil that I do, but my absolute favorite is the book balm that I do. Down the road, maybe I'll bring out some other products, but currently that is my absolute favorite. And honestly, I would love for you guys to buy it. And if you don't, well, I hope you guys buy something else to oil the books for your books that need the oil, because cracking terrible books that fall apart are very sad and aren't worth very much money. So save your books, save your wallet. With that said and done, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was insightful. I hope that me making a video on actually a pile of garbage was helpful for you guys. If it was, please be sure to drop a like, and also please be sure to share if you found anything cool in these books before. If you found a treasure map, please be sure to tell us that you found a treasure map, but use the keywords "I didn't find anything cool" in case the IRS comes a-looking, because the government, when you do report large hoards of gold that you find, will take it upon basically every single example that I've heard about people finding gold in any country, so keep that in mind. Finally, one sad final thing for me to say. This video's over. Ha! Got you guys going. With that said, though, thank you for watching. Be sure to check out one of my other videos there. Subscribe there, and I will see you guys in the next one.